Pioneer fans, Pioneer women's varsity basketball is live and on the air. We are live here at the Pioneer main gym, and it is Pioneer women's varsity basketball taking on the Dexter Dreadnoughts. Pioneer is 7-9 on the season. Taking a look at their last 5 games, they played the same Dexter team back on the 24th. That was, I believe, at Dexter. That was a 64-19 loss. Then they beat Ypsilanti Lincoln 50-34. They lost to Temperance Bedford 51-39. They beat Huron for 54-41, and they beat Monroe 42-40. So they are 3-2 in the last 5 games. Dexter is a very good 13-5 on the season. They only have a few losses. Their second game was a loss, and their fourth game to Detroit Renaissance and Detroit Country Day. They lost to Chelsea back on the 20th. Everything else, Parma Western and Temperance Bedford were losses, but everything else a win. They are on a 7-game winning streak as they beat Ypsilanti Lincoln back on the 17th of last month. That was a 56-9 win. They beat Pioneer. They beat Monroe 57-37. They beat Huron 69-20. They beat Skyline 70-38, and they beat Saline 51-32. Then they beat Ypsilanti Lincoln again 64-24. So they have been really on a tear. They have some great scoring, so this will be an opportunity for Pioneers defense to really dig in and try and get some big stops here as we start to count down towards the tip. Taking a look at the final of the JV game, it was 30-19, Dexter with the win on that JV game. As we welcome in Coach Ahrens. Coach, how you doing today?
I'm pretty good. Ready for some basketball?
Absolutely, absolutely. So things got changed a little bit due to the snow. The game on Friday, the Novi game, has been canceled. They are now at Skyline on Friday. I appreciate a parent coming over, making sure I had that right. So Friday, Pioneers at Skyline, and then the Saline game has been rescheduled to the Monday, 6 days from now, on the 24th, Pioneer versus Saline. So that's the reschedule. How you been doing, Coach?
Doing a lot of basketball.
Excellent.
Been to some games and watched the All-Star weekend. That was a new format, as you know. It was interesting.
Absolutely.
I thought my highlight was McClung in the dunk contest, winning his 3rd consecutive. I've seen him play a couple times in the G League on TV, and I think he deserves another chance.
Absolutely. It's tough to find a format for those All-Star games that appeal to the fans rather than just having an All-Star vote. Hockey has done a really interesting one with the Four Nations face-off. That's been interesting. Pro football went to flag football for it. So it's just, you don't want to get anyone hurt in the All-Star game, but
Yeah.
You don't see a lot of defense in that game typically, traditionally. Hopefully we'll see some good defense here, though, because Pioneer has to crank it up to deal with this very good Dexter team. You got a chance to talk to the coaches beforehand?
Well, you just hit it on the nail head with Coach Hicks. That's one of the 3 things he said that they have to do well tonight is play defense, and Dexter has a high-powered offense.
Absolutely.
They're averaging almost 56 a game, and they're only giving up 37 a game.
That's impressive.
I don't know if you noticed Coach Hicks on the bench, but he's in a wheelchair. He just had 2 knee surgeries.
Ooh, that's no fun at all.
Oh, man. And, his assistant coach, Fred, is on a walker.
So we got the walking wounded or the rolling wounded on the bench there. My mother did that, 2 knees at the same time. That is a brutal experience. So All our good vibes over to Coach Hicks dealing with that.
He said with my knee replacement, I'm eligible to join that staff now.
There you go. There you go. You have the proper amount of cybernetics in your body to perfect.
Right. Well, yeah, I got some notes here. Let's continue with Pioneer. Didn't realize Coach Hicks said this is his 10th season as a head coach, and Fred Webster's been with him a large part of that time. I asked how practice went, and he said because of the surgery he had to miss a day. Then there's some snow days, so they did not practice like they would have wanted to. But he feels number one thing, he's got to score some points to get this team. He's got to get on the scoreboard early, and he knows this is a very tough defensive team. And he wants to clean up his defense.
Sure.
And defend backdoor cuts and make sure everyone that's on the floor is playing hard all the time. I looked at the stats like you did, and looks like his defensive goal should be any game they've kept their opponents under 43, Pioneers won.
Nice.
And that's 11 points a quarter. It's doable. It can be done, but it's going to take 5 players on the floor the whole game playing defense. I did see Dexter play about 3 weeks ago on a Saturday afternoon against Mayo. You know where Mayo is?
I do not. Oh, Mayo.
M-I-O.
By Flushing, I believe.
Mayo is a Division IV team with about 97 students way up in Northeast Michigan.
Oh, wow, okay. Nice.
Even north of Alpena.
Is that by Sheboygan up there? And
Not quite that far. About yes. Well, they've had a ranked team for several years.
Nice.
And the Free Press did a big article on them last year. They only have 6 girls on the varsity.
Wow.
The boys only have 7. And they were ranked 4th, and they hung on to about halfway through the 4th quarter. Then Dexter wore them down and scored.
Good evening.
It's like that Arbor Prep team was really good with a really short bench last year.
Yeah.
Here's the national anthem really quickly. Alrighty, is about to get the starting lineups here, and John over on the public address announcer will turn it over to him.
Assistant Principal and Athletics Director Dean Quitter is going to make a special presentation to Arbor Broadcasting tonight. Tonight we recognize a sports broadcasting accomplishment. Play-by-play announcer Mark Wiseman, superb at his job if you get to listen to the next broadcast. He's calling his 1,000 sport contest at the collegiate and high school level. And he only started in 2015. It's about a trillion words. Mark just does a super job. Thank you.
very much. As I did not know that was going to happen. So very kind that they actually gave me a plaque, and we've done 1,000 broadcasts with Arbor Broadcasting since 2015, and it has been a privilege and an honor to be here and be able to do that. And it means so much, Eve honoring us. And without her giving us an opportunity, we would have never had a chance to do this.
First, for Dexter, number 5, senior forward, Alina Bloomberg.
So coming out, Bloomberg starting for Dexter. Michael Davis for Pioneer.
For Dexter, number 10, senior forward, Kendall Cabana.
Cabana.
For Pioneer, number 5, she's a junior at forward, it's Jordan Davis.
Jordan Davis.
For the Dreadnoughts, number 11, junior, Addie Chase. For Pioneer, number 13, a sophomore center, Isabel McEwen.
Chase coming out, McEwen for Pioneer.
Number 14, senior guard, Lizzie Lewis.
Lewis, senior guard for Dexter.
Pioneer, number 11, sophomore guard, Ray Powell.
Ray Powell coming out for Pioneer.
Number 40, freshman guard, Layla Bloomberg.
As Layla Bloomberg.
Pioneer, number 30, senior guard, Riley
Rayford Isom for Pioneer.
Dexter Lauren Thompson, assisted by Riley McDonald. The head coach of Pioneer, you know, it's Tyrone Hicks, assisted by Fred Webster. The third team on the court tonight, the officials. Robert Lou, Mike White, and Dennis Bussey.
As we're about to get ready to go there, is you have the how long the officials have been going?
Yeah, I just spoke with them briefly. We got Robert Loof, a 10-year veteran, Mike Wooden, 23 years on the court at the varsity level, and Dennis Rusi, also 20 years.
Lots of experience. I love to see when they're doing the varsity, the JV game, the officials are actually talking and explaining the fouls to the players. And I love to see that, trying to grow the game more and let people know. That ball pulled over as Powell moves it over, picked up. As Jordan Davis gets it over on the far wing to McEwen. McEwen underneath the Michael Davis, that pulled away by Dexter, coming the other direction with it over midcourt. As here comes Alina Bloomberg. And over to Layla Bloomberg. Layla Bloomberg comes over onto the near wing. Layla Bloomberg being watched by Powell. Add into the near side of the paint. Put up off the side of the rim by Cabana. Gets back over to Layla Bloomberg. Bounce pass underneath. That tipped away. Rayford Isom knocking it away. Stays Dexter ball as they will inbound baseline right.
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it, man. As that put up off the back of the rim, pulled down. Dexter puts it up and in. As I believe that was Chase who got it. Now, Layla Bloomberg got that one. Pressure in the backcourt. 7:03 left to go here. 2-0. Dexter with the lead. Pioneer to inbound baseline right. Michael Davis to inbound. Michael Davis gets it over to Powell. Pressure in the backcourt by Dexter. Powell launches it. Grabbed by Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis brings herself over midcourt. Jordan Davis coming over onto the far elbow. Put up by Rayford Isom for a three. That ball comes off the near side. Michael Davis puts it up. Little too strong. Grabbed by Michael Davis underneath. Now Jordan Davis puts it up. That off to the near side. Again up wouldn't go. As that ball back coming over the near side. Layla Bloomberg has it. Over midcourt, coming over onto the far wing. Lewis up and off the glass. Wouldn't go, but a foul underneath. 6:33 left to go here in the first. Powell picks up her first foul. First foul by either team. To the line shooting is Lewis. She'll shoot two. Up and good. Lewis with the first Opportunity to try and get it to 4 points. Lewis up, rattles around, and that one's good. So 2 points for Lewis. It's 4-0. Dexter with the lead. As Powell has it in the backcourt, launches it over to Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis that tipped away but gets it back over midcourt. Jordan Davis on the far sideline. Jordan Davis over to Powell. Powell on the far sideline, hands off to Jordan Davis. Now over onto the near wing. Rayford Isom with it. Rayford Isom working her way back right around the blockades. Rayford Isom. Bounce passes, that's stolen away as Layla Bloomberg flashes right in front of him. Rayford Isom steals it the other way, and here comes Powell. Powell down the far side of the paint. Stops, puts it up. That one a little short, pressure from behind. Dexter corrals it, launches it in front, and it's grabbed over by Chase in the far corner as that tipped all the way back. Grabbed over here by Cabana. Cabana moved it back over to Chase. Chase on the near wing. Chase comes down into the near corner, dishes it back to Cabana, now over onto the far wing. As coming in, Alina Bloomberg. Back over to Chase on the near wing. Chase being watched by McEwen, gets a screen. Chase puts it up for three. That off the back of the rim, over onto the far side, picked up. Layla Bloomberg off. That one falls a little short. Pulled down by Powell. Here comes Pioneer. 5:20 left to go here in the first. Powell over midcourt for Pioneer. Powell onto the near wing. Down the near side of the paint. She goes down hard as that ball will be inbounded by Pioneer. Baseline left. That is a foul on Chase. Or, excuse me, Lewis. Lewis picks up her first, one on each side. Jordan Davis inbound, baseline left. 5:13 left to go here. Inbounded to Powell. Powell puts up the three, and she hit it! Powell gets it to three as it's 4-3. Dexter with a 1 point lead. Quickly ahead to Lewis. Lewis, top of the key, over onto the far wing for Layla Bloomberg. Layla Bloomberg, that knocked away by Powell. Powell brings it over midcourt. Powell stops top of the key, over to Michael Davis. Michael Davis over to Rayford Isom, who puts it up off the glass. Little too strong. Michael Davis gets it. Good job on the boards underneath on the offensive boards for Pioneer. It's going to stay Pioneer ball. They have had multiple second chance opportunities underneath the basket.
Yeah, they got 7 total rebounds, 5 are offensive.
That is impressive. Something like that can keep them humming with Dexter as Michael Davis into the paint. Up with the right hand and in. Michael Davis has 2 points, and Pioneer with the lead, 5-4. 4:37 left to go here as Layla Bloomberg comes over midcourt. Layla Bloomberg on the near wing. Moves it over to Cabana. Cabana over onto the far wing for Alina Bloomberg. Alina Bloomberg down the side of the paint, puts it up and in. Alina Bloomberg with her first points. And it's 6-5. Dexter back with the lead. 4:19 left to go here in the first. Michael Davis with it, but a whistle, and that's going to go out of bounds. It's going to be Dexter ball as that went off of a Pioneer foot. There we go. As that inbounded into the far corner, Chase gets it back and put up by Alina Bloomberg. And it's going to be a foul on Pioneer. That is going to be their second foul. McEwen picks up her first foul. 2 fouls on Pioneer, 1 on Dexter early on. 4:11 left to go. That puts Alina Bloomberg to the line. She bends her knees, puts it up. That rims out to the near side. One more coming, trying to get it to a 2-point lead is Alina Bloomberg. Bends the knees, puts it up, puts it in. As she now has 3 points, and it's 7-5. 2-point lead for Dexter. Michael Davis puts it up, now over. Grabbing it is Powell. Powell goes over midcourt. Powell right along the blockades. Powell over on the far wing. Hands it off to Rayford Isom. Rayford Isom over to Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis just off the top of the key. Gets it over to McEwen. McEwen dribbles to her left. Hands it back off to Jordan Davis on the far wing. Jordan Davis into the far corner for Powell. Powell works her way down the far sideline. Powell comes top of the key. Now works her way over onto the near wing. Hands it off to Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis heading the other direction over to Rayford Isom. Rayford Isom stops, pops the three off the back of the rim. And pulled down, coming the other direction. Here comes Alina Bloomberg. Alina Bloomberg Over midcourt for Dexter. Gets a screen. Backs up. Alina Bloomberg. And looking for a place to go with it. Jordan Davis with heavy pressure gets it back over to Chase. Chase on the far sideline for Dexter. Powell watching her. Chase on the blockades. Chase over onto the near wing. Now Chase. Jordan Davis trying to get that ball away. Gets it over to Cabana. Cabana working away around the three-point line. That tipped away. Coming ahead with it. Here comes McEwen. McEwen for Pioneer. That's stolen away the other direction by Layla Bloomberg. Layla Bloomberg over midcourt. Layla Bloomberg for Dexter. Down the near side of the paint. Up high off the glass. Off the rim. The other way. Here comes Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis down the near side of the paint. That put up and in. Jordan Davis with her first points. And it's 7-7. Timeout by Dexter. The Dexter fans were infuriated there wasn't a foul on that last drive. That's all tied up for Pioneer with 2:37 left to go here in the first. What are you seeing so far, Coach?
Well, both teams are showing us good intensity, and coaches want to see that. You know, the final games of the season, we're approaching districts, and coaches often are putting some new wrinkles into their offense or defense and experimenting here and there, maybe different combinations and tweaking. I just thought this first few minutes was like a district game. Both teams had intensity at both ends.
They got lots of people racing, diving to the ground, and really hard-fought defense on both sides of the ball. Dexter brings it ahead as Layla Bloomberg over midcourt. Bounce pass to the near elbow as that's Wiley with it. Wiley over to Cabana, who puts it up, and Cabana puts it in. That's a long two-pointer. So Cabana with her first points of the game. It's 9-7. Dexter with the 2-point lead. Rayford Isom trying to move it back to Michael Davis. That's stolen away. Chase gets it over. That put up by Alina Bloomberg as she now has 5 points. And quickly it's a 4-point lead for Dexter. That full court pressure making it difficult for Pioneer. Michael Davis in the backcourt. Over to Powell. That knocked away. Here comes Cabana. Cabana onto the near wing, puts up a three. She hits it. Cabana with a three-pointer. And Pioneer has to call a timeout as we talked seconds ago and it was 7-7, and now it's 14-7 with a couple two-pointers and a three-pointer. Dexter is pulled out to a lead.
Well, Coach Thompson's press finally started to click and interrupted the offense of Pioneer, and Cabana's got a nice jump shot. Do you notice what's a little bit different about her shot? Look at the arc.
Gotcha, high arc.
The higher the arc, the higher the percentage. That's one thing I've always emphasized in my programs. It makes a difference.
Absolutely. That name sounds familiar. Brother was a running back for the football team and went to Michigan. I believe he's transferred this past offseason, but not sure. But that's a big name around the Dexter area. And over, tipped away back. Jordan Davis gets it. It's again the full court pressure. Really intense by Dexter as Powell has it on the near sideline. That tip, Powell gets it back, but just a toe out of bounds. That's going to go Dexter's way. So Pioneer had it tied, and boy, Dexter's really poured on the steam since then. Layla Bloomberg brings it ahead over midcourt. Layla Bloomberg. Rayford Isom picks her up. Now over on the near wing, Chase with it, back over to Layla Bloomberg, right inside the blockades. That ball over to Lewis. Lewis stolen away as here comes Jordan Davis for Pioneer. Jordan Davis down the far side of the paint. Put up, off glass. That's going to be an offensive foul on Jordan Davis. She'll pick up the foul. That is going to be 3 fouls on Pioneer, 1 on Dexter. 1:15 left to go here in the first. Coming ahead with it over midcourt is Layla Bloomberg. Now Chase gets it all the way over to Lewis. Lewis into the far corner. Lewis dishing it off, gets it back. Now all the way back. Layla Bloomberg right underneath as I believe that's Alina Bloomberg. Over, Lewis puts it up. Alina Bloomberg with the rebound. That's fired up by Chase, and Chase gets the three-pointer. So Chase with 3 points, her first points, and now it's a 10-point lead by Dexter. Jordan Davis here, full court pressure in the backcourt. Now over to that put up by Powell. Powell off the back of the rim. Looked good, but came off to the near side, bringing it ahead. Here comes Chase down to the ground. Rayford Isom trying to get to that. 27.7 seconds left to go. Timeout called as intense game so far. And it's interesting, a team that scores that high doing full court pressure, that's a lot of energy that you spend bringing that pressure full court. It's amazing that they can keep that energy on the offensive side as well.
Well, usually most pressing teams, depending, you can run your press high level or soft, but they'll use 7 or 8 players that get a lot of minutes. But I just noticed this last possession for Dexter, Pioneer switched to a zone defense, and Dexter did a good job of rotating the ball, a couple extra passes, and they found open opportunities in the middle.
Layla Bloomberg over to the free throw line now on the near wing. Working her way in is Alina Bloomberg. That put up, pulled down by Gerwood. Gerwood underneath the basket. Alina Bloomberg, heavy pressure there. Bringing ahead is Powell. Powell goes over midcourt. Powell racing ahead, 3 seconds left to go. Powell puts up the three-pointer off the rim. Good look, but a little further than she normally takes it out. And at the end of a one, it is 7-17, 10-point lead by Dexter. What does Pioneer have to do to try and cut into this Dexter lead?
That's a lot of points in the first quarter.
Indeed.
Higher than what Dexter averages, so a defense is got to be addressed, and the full court pressure. I'm sure Coach Hicks is emphasizing patience. Don't speed up the game, because that's what the defense wants you to do.
Indeed.
And 10 seconds is a lot of time if you're patient, and you got to keep moving.
So it looks like they're trying to keep people on both sides coming up here. What's your best press beater? Is it to just keep moving the ball, or is it to try and get people on one side or the other? What's the best way to try and get past that press?
All coaches have different philosophies, but I always like to have one moving horizontally and moving in 2 different directions.
Sure.
And movement is just keep moving and trying to find the seams of the defense between 2 defenders.
As Alina Bloomberg gets it over to Chase. Chase just inside of midcourt. Rayford Ison watching her. Now Chase coming down the near side of the paint. Chase puts it up. Oh, that almost went in as she fired that from behind the glass. Michael Davis with the rebound as that hit both sides. Michael Davis trying to get it. Powell coming down the near side of the paint, or near the near side of the court is again Chase making it difficult. Pioneer now in the front court. Powell comes, picks it up into the near corner. Jordan Davis works her way around the three-point line. Rayford Isom has it on the far elbow. Rayford Isom steps back past the three-pointer over as Powell has it right at the edge of the blockades. Powell in there working against Wiley. Powell, bounce pass, gets it over to Michael Davis. Michael Davis, top of the key. Michael Davis over to McEwen. McEwen puts it up. That off the glass, falls down, and that is going to be a jump ball. Possession arrow points Pioneer's way. Cortina scheduled to come in for Pioneer, as she will give Rayford Isom a breather. 7:01 left to go before halftime. Powell inbound baseline left. Pioneer down 10 points, 17-7. Powell over, trying to get to Jordan Davis. That pulled away as here comes Alina Bloomberg. Alina Bloomberg down the near side of the paint. Alina Bloomberg spinning with it, double team, puts it up, puts it in. And we'll see if basket counts. Jordan Davis picks up the foul. That is her second foul. So Alina Bloomberg with 7. Up and in, Alina Bloomberg with 8 points now. 20 points for Dexter, 7 for Pioneer, 6:50 left to go. As that's stolen away, here comes Cabana. Cabana down the far side of the paint. Cabana puts it high off the front of the rim, pulled down by McEwen. McEwen on the baseline, that tipped away by Michael Davis, but gotten back by Beanie. Now that ball on the far baseline. Picked up as Alina Bloomberg spins this way, and that spins all around and puts it in. 10 points. That was impressive ball movement, getting her, shaking herself free. Backcourt pressure as Cortina gets it all the way to Powell. Powell just over now midcourt. Powell for Pioneer coming down the far sideline, 22-7. Dexter with the lead. Jordan Davis on the near wing. Jordan Davis to the free throw line, down the paint, puts it up. Off glass, wouldn't go, but a foul. 6:05 left to go here in the second. As Beanie picks up the foul. Jordan Davis, opportunity to try and get this down to a 14-point lead. Up, rolls around. Wouldn't go. 22-7, 6:05 left to go. Beanie goes out and Paterno in. Or excuse me, that is Idalski. Up and in. Jordan Davis with 3 points, and it's 8-22. Dexter with the lead, bringing it ahead is Layla Bloomberg. Layla Bloomberg over on the far sideline, picked up by Jordan Davis. Cortina caused that turnover. Jordan Davis for Pioneer. Top of the key, now over on the near wing. Jordan Davis gets it over to Powell. Powell down the far sideline, hands it off to Cortina. Cortina over to Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis over to McEwen, top of the key. McEwen trying to get it underneath. Michael Davis puts it up, that rattles around and home. Michael Davis with 4 points. 12-point lead for Dexter, 22-10. Brought ahead, Layla Bloomberg with it over midcourt. Powell picks her up there. Over on the far sideline is Idalski. Tipped away by Powell, and that will go right out of bounds, right at our bench. 5:15 left to go here in the second. 12-point lead, 22-10. Dexter with the lead. Alina Bloomberg to inbound right in front of us. Cortina goes to the bench. Rayford Isom back in. Layla Bloomberg over midcourt. Powell picks her up there. Bounce pass over on the near wing. That grab handed off by Wiley. Now down the far side of the paint. Alina Bloomberg puts it up. Wouldn't go. And pulled away. Here comes Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis over midcourt for Pioneer. Jordan Davis on the far sideline manages to keep it in bounds. Back over to Rayford Isom. Rayford Isom coming over right at the blockades. 4:48 left to go here before halftime. Rayford Isom at the far elbow. Rayford Isom now looking for a place to go. Bounce pass over to Powell. Powell top of the key. Powell steps back. Powell looks, calling out signals. 4:32 left to go here. Powell now over on the near wing to Michael Davis. Michael Davis gets into the paint to McEwen. McEwen over to Jordan Davis on the near wing. Jordan Davis into the paint. Puts it up. That bounces off to the near wing. Wouldn't go. Trying to pull it down. That grab by Alina. Working her head against. Here comes Alina Bloomberg over midcourt for Dexter. Alina Bloomberg over into the far corner for Layla Bloomberg. That three-pointer off to Rayford Isom on the near wing. Rayford Isom for Pioneer. 4 minutes left to go before halftime. 22-10. Dexter with the lead. Rayford Isom coming into the far corner, down the baseline, whistle blown. Chase picks up the foul. Pioneer to inbound, baseline left. Jordan Davis looking for a place to go. Gets it all the way back to Rayford Isom. Rayford Isom comes top of the key, now to the far elbow. Rayford Isom picks up the dribble. Rayford Isom, bounce pass over to Gerwood. Gerwood puts it up, but a whistle underneath. So Layla Bloomberg picks up her first foul. 2 on Pioneer, 2 on Dexter. Pioneer to inbound, baseline left. Bounce pass over to Gerwood. Gerwood over to Jordan Davis on the far wing. Jordan Davis works her way around the arc. Gets it to Rayford Isom, top of the key. 3:40 left to go before halftime. Gerwood now has it. Just outside the three-point line. Gerwood, bounce pass to Powell. That tipped away. Layla Bloomberg has it for Dexter. Layla Bloomberg on the near wing. Gets it back over to Alina Bloomberg. Alina Bloomberg fires it back over to Lewis. Lewis onto the far wing. Chase trying to get it underneath. Knocked away by Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis quickly had to Rayford Isom. Rayford Isom over midcourt. Rayford Isom. Now looking for a place to go with it. Rayford Isom over to Powell. Powell has it. Powell puts it up high. That rims out. Brought down by Chase. Chase the other direction. 12-point lead for Dexter. Chase has it for Dexter. Over. Put up. Wouldn't go for Alina Bloomberg. That brought down by Cabana. Cabana back to Alina Bloomberg. Alina Bloomberg puts it up. In. Basket counts. She has 12. And a foul.
Foul is on Jordan Davis. That's her third.
Jordan Davis picks up her third foul. 14 in for Pioneer. Wernemount to check in. Alina Davis puts it up, puts it in. She has 13 points. 24-10. So she's accounted for over half of Dexter's points. So Wernemount and Cortina in for Pioneer. Michael Davis inbounds. Powell back to Michael Davis. Now over to Wernemount on the near wing. Wernemount back to Michael Davis. Now over to Powell. Powell gets it back to Michael Davis. Michael Davis launches it all the way to Gerwood, and that just over her fingertips. Coming the other direction is Cabana. Cabana down on the near wing, all the way over on the fore wing. Layla Davis puts it up, rattles around and home. As she gets a three-pointer, that gets her five, or Layla Bloomberg, excuse me. Layla Bloomberg gets five, has 5 points, that a three-pointer. That makes it an 18-point lead, 28-10. Your thoughts on this second quarter there, Coach?
That press is doing its job. It's forcing turnovers, and I'm trying to figure it out. It's in a 1-2-2 set, and it looks like they're trying to force a dribbler to the side, and when they get to the side, a double team, and try to take away most press breakers. Next pass would be to midcourt, but the other two on the weak side fade into the midcourt to take that pass away. And that last turnover was really just the pass was too high. Dexter's right into the attack mode once they have that possession.
It's probably a little extra adrenaline trying to get that ball out of the press and just sails on you a little bit. It's been really tight defense by both sides. So they have been really pressure defense and trying to break the press has been so far Pioneer's bugaboo. Is Dexter has really had a lot of points off the turnovers off that press. 2:28 left to go. Pioneer to inbound, baseline right, gets it over to Powell. Powell now all the way over to Wernemount on the near wing. Wernemount brings that bounce pass over to Gerwood. Gerwood on the far wing to Powell. Powell puts up the three. That just a little too strong, out of bounds. That'll be Dexter ball, baseline left. 2:17 left to go. Here before halftime. Rayford Isom back in, gives Cortina a break. Now bringing ahead, here comes Layla Bloomberg. Layla Bloomberg for Dexter. Brings it over midcourt. Rayford Isom picks her up there. Now that over onto the far wing, coming down Lewis, down the far baseline underneath. That put up, rolls around and in, as that was Darby with the basket. That's her first points. It makes it 30-10, 20-point lead by Dexter. Now trying to get it over to Wernemount. That popped up high by Chase. Coming in, Lewis, bounce pass over. That rolled up and in. Excuse me, that was Lewis. That was Darby who poked it over. And Rayford Isom coming down the far sideline for Pioneer. Rayford Isom. That knocked away by Chase. Chase the other direction for Dexter. Chase over midcourt. Chase, bounce pass as Lewis spins underneath the basket. Travel called. Pioneer ball with 1:30 left to go here in the second. 32-10, Dexter with the 22-point lead. Pioneer just wants to get a groove going, trying to find some, as they've only been able to have 3 points here in this second quarter. Powell has it as a really difficult press coming. That popped away as Wernemount has it back over to Michael Davis. Michael Davis gets over midcourt, over to Powell on the far sideline. They also have high jumps trying to make that pass difficult for Pioneer. Powell puts it up. That off of the backboard. Out of bounds. Rayford Isom trying to track it down, but couldn't before it went out of bounds. Now Chase inbounds. Here comes Layla Bloomberg. Layla Bloomberg approaching the blockades. 1 minute left to go before halftime. Layla Bloomberg Now over on the near wing for Dexter. Gets it back over to Cabana. Cabana over on the far sideline. That's Chase with it. Chase over to Cabana underneath. Cabana puts it up and in. Cabana off the glass scores. She has 7 points, and it's 34-10 with 42 seconds left to go. Wernemount back to Michael Davis, back to Wernemount on the near side. Pioneer trying to get past that pressure. Michael Davis gets over midcourt into the far corner for Powell. Powell steps back. Powell, bounce pass on the far sideline, or on the far side of the paint net. Put up and in by Michael Davis. Michael Davis with 6, and it's 34-12. Dexter with the lead, 17 seconds left to go. Ball over to Layla Bloomberg, who comes into the paint. Back over on the far wing. Tip back away, Rayford Isom with it. Rayford Isom coming down the far sideline, over midcourt. Rayford Isom in, puts it up off the side of the glass. As it is 34-12. 22-point lead for Dexter as a fast-moving first half. 6 points for Michael Davis on the Pioneer side, 3 for Jordan Davis, 3 for Powell, and that is your 12. On the other side, it is 13 points for Alina Bloomberg, 7 for Cabana, 4 for Lewis, 3 for Chase, 2 for Darby, and 5 for Layla Bloomberg. So lots of scoring and really moving it around. Both the Bloombergs well involved. Alina Bloomberg leading all scorers, but they have 6 people in with baskets in that first half. What are your thoughts on that first half, Coach?
Well, that's a good balanced attack, like 6 people right there. Well, the story of this game, I think, has been Dexter's defense.
Indeed.
And I look at the numbers, and Dexter average is scoring 28 and a half. So they're 6 above that right now. They average keeping their opponents to 18.6, Pioneers 12. And that press, it seems like it's getting a little better and better. In the beginning of the game, it looked like there was a few missed assignments, but the 1-2-2 set is giving Pioneer problems, and coach has got to address that at halftime. And we'll see what adjustments Coach Thompson will make with her ladies at halftime as well. But I think Pioneers got to stay aggressive. When they get down here, they're playing aggressive.
Indeed.
And they got to stay in that, and they got to prize every possession. And that may take some time off the clock. Make 1 or 2 extra passes, but it could pay off, and you just chip away. You don't,
Indeed.
You don't make an effort to get quick 10, 12 points to make a difference, just a couple points here, a couple points there. They score 2, you come down, get a 3, they make a free throw, you get a 2-point field goal, chip away and get it closer by the end of the third quarter.
Yeah, there is no 22-point play, so you got to slowly work away at it. And probably at this point, one of the messages asked me, don't look at the scoreboard, just pay attention on possession to possession, because you don't want to get caught up with how far you're down.
Right. Number-wise, Dexter's out-rebounded Pioneer 14-12. Dexter's got to the line 6 times and knocked down 5 of them. Pioneers 1 for 2 at the line. Pioneers had 10 turnovers versus Dexter's 6. In the point paints is a big difference here. Dexter has 16, almost half of the points in the paint. Pioneer has 6 points in the paint. Dexter's bench has provided 4 points. Pioneer's bench has 0 points. And Pioneer has 3 points from the arc, and Dexter has 9 points from the arc.
I'm actually surprised with that press that the turnovers are as close as they are. It has been difficult, and Pioneer trying a lot of things, and they're working hard, but that press is humming and just making their life difficult. So, again, I just want a programming note as we had the snow last week and things of that nature. The game for Friday is now at Skyline, so it's the Novi game has been canceled. So on the 21st, it's Pioneer at Skyline. And then on Monday, the 24th, it will be Pioneer versus Saline. So I'll double check and see if we can broadcast that one. But those are the reschedules out there. Let's you want to do the you make the call there, Coach, and then we can step away and get a couple messages
Sure.
from the MHSAA.
Well, I know for a fact tonight's officials are in the locker room going over this right now. They told me this is what they're going to talk about at halftime.
Fantastic. I love it.
Okay, here's the scenario, Mark. Team A has possession of the ball in the front court. A, 54, has 1 foot in the lane and the other foot outside the lane. A, 54, lifts the foot in the lane and then places their foot back in the lane. The total time was more than 3 seconds. So what's the call here? Is it A, no violation for 3 seconds? B, violation for 3 seconds? C, A54 must place both feet outside the lane to avoid the 3-second violation? Or D, B, and C are correct?
So we'll take a few moments, play a few messages from the MHSA, and we'll come back and we'll answer that question. I have my thoughts, but we'll see if I'm right. And I'm sure the coaches will, or the officials will get it in the locker room there. We'll be right back. You're watching Pioneer Women's Varsity Basketball, and this is our 1,002nd broadcast. We're very proud of that, and thank you so much to Eva and the school for giving us a wonderful class. Item that I will cherish forever. I was not expecting that. So thank you very much, and we'll be right back.
Here are 5 more good reasons for multi-sport participation. Multi-sport athletes are more coachable. They have higher athletic ceilings. They become better talent in the long run. They have higher sports IQs. Their sports skills transfer, and they are better teammates. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Here are 5 good reasons for high school multi-sport participation. Fewer overuse injuries, less opportunity for emotional burnout, exposure to different kids and coaches, exposure to different roles, and learning to compete better. Being a multi-sport participant can help a kid become a more well-rounded person. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Where can you find good information on all kinds of topics related to the well-being of our student athletes? Check out the health and safety page of the MHSAA website. Learn about multi-sport participation, heat and hydration, cardiovascular resources, as well as insurance benefits available for our students. It's all on the health and safety page of MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
The love of the game draws us to sports, as players, coaches, spectators, and officials. For officials, it's a way to stay in the game they once played, to feel the thrill of putting on the uniform, stepping out of the playing surface, hustling to make the call, and building the relationships which can only be built in sports. If you still have that love for the game, we always need new officials. Register now at MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Have we gotten to the point where at some high school game that an official has finally had enough from coaches, players, and adults, pulls off the whistle, and offers it to you? Let's hope not. There's no way you could do a better job. It's on everyone to promote good sportsmanship. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Sportsmanship has never been more important between the lines in athletics and outside those lines in our communities. To listen, to respect, to understand, to practice common decency, to have competition without contentiousness. Sportsmanlike qualities are essential components of life itself. Let's all work together to not only be good sports, but good people. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Can you go anywhere and find an endeavor in society where we've come to accept and tolerate an adult, and even kids, treating another adult the way we allow spectators, coaches, and players to treat a high school game official? Can you? No one has the right to abuse game officials. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Health concerns in high school sports go beyond physical injuries. The mental well-being of our young people is a hotter topic than ever before. The Michigan High School Athletic Association website has resources to help adults and students recognize potential problems and deal with them in a positive way. You can learn more about these mental health resources on the Health and Safety page of the MHSAA website. A message from the MHSAA promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Nearly 2,000 of the state's top student athletes will be recognized for excelling academically and in school activities through the MHSAA's Scholar Athlete Award, underwritten by Farm Bureau Insurance. The applicants will be in the running for a total of 32 $1,000 college scholarships. Application materials are available exclusively online through the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
As we're back now, if you want to read that, you make the call one more time, and I'll see if I can get right here.
Okay. Team A has possession of the ball in the front court. A54 has 1 foot in the lane and the other foot outside the lane. A54 lifts a foot in the lane and then places their foot back in the lane. The total time was more than 3 seconds. Is the answer A, no violation for 3 seconds, B, violation for 3 seconds, C, A54 must place both feet outside the lane to avoid the 3-second violation, or is it D, B, and C are correct?
I think because C is correct, then D, both B and C are correct.
No, it's just C.
Oh, it's just C, okay.
C, yep. Both feet have to be out of the lane.
Okay, there you go. Good to know, good to know. All right, as that picked up, Alina Bloomberg has it over to Cabana. Cabana at the free throw line. Cabana moves it back over down the far baseline. That put up by Lewis, knocked away. Here comes Pioneer with it as Pioneer coming down the far side. Powell has it. Pioneer down by 22. Powell comes top of the key now. Powell over on the far wing, hands it off to Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis over on the near wing to Rayford Isom. Rayford Isom picks up the dribble, gets it to McHugh. McHugh hands it over. That fire. McEwen there. Ball grabbed, fired up by McEwen. McEwen trying to get back. McEwen over. Michael Davis puts it up. That off the rim, pulled down, grabbed, and fired ahead as Lewis with it. Whistle as Rayford Isom trying to get it away from Lewis. That ball goes out of bounds. That is going to be Pioneers' ball. 7:05 left to go, 34-12. Dexter with the lead. Pioneer trying to chip away at the lead. Powell has it on the near sideline. Top of the key, now over to Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis thought about it, comes into the paint, stops, pops. Off the rim, backside of the rim, pulled down. Here comes Lewis the other direction. Lewis on the far sideline for Dexter. Rayford Isom trying to steal that away. That pulled down by Michael Davis. Michael Davis coming for Pioneer. Gets it over. Jordan Davis for three. Oh, that rims off, but McEwen gets it and puts it back in. McEwen with 2 points, and it's 34-14. 20-point lead for Dexter. Layla Bloomberg has it over onto the far wing. Lewis skies it over as Alina Bloomberg trying to come down the near side of the paint. She puts it up. Rolls off to the far side. Picked up by Lewis. Lewis to the free throw line. Lewis gets it over to Alina Bloomberg on the far wing. Jordan Davis watching her. Now Cabana. Over to Layla Bloomberg into the near corner for Chase. Chase dribbles around the arc. Chase into the near corner. Lewis puts up a long two-pointer. That pulled down. Alina Bloomberg trying to get to it. She holds it in. And over. Chase for three off the back of the rim. Pulled down by Lewis in the paint. Lewis hands it off at the far elbow. Now there's a three-pointer put in by Layla Bloomberg. Three-pointer from the far wing, and she now has 8 points as it's 37-14. Good defense for Pioneer, and just unfortunate that Layla Bloomberg got that three-pointer. Pressure in the backcourt. Powell brings it over midcourt for Pioneer down the far sideline. Powell double teamed over to Michael Davis. Now Rayford Isom puts up a three-pointer, that off the back of the rim. Tracked down. Layla Bloomberg has it quickly ahead. Alina Bloomberg into the near corner. She puts up a three-pointer. That rims out. Pulled down. Here comes Pioneer. Powell coming down the far sideline for Pioneer. Powell into the paint. Powell puts it up. That comes off to the far side, off the rim. Jordan Davis trying to put it up. She got back behind the back behind the basket, tried to put it up, and that will be out of bounds. Hit the back of the glass, so out of bounds there. 5:07 left to go here in the third. Alina Bloomberg over midcourt, gets it onto the near wing, all the way over. That put up from way downtown, wouldn't go off the back of the rim. That was Layla Bloomberg putting it up. Here comes Powell the other direction for Pioneer. Michael Davis had the rebound. Powell over midcourt. Dexter's called off the press a little bit, at least on this last possession. Michael Davis at the top of the key. Over to Powell. Powell for three. Oh, that off the rim, comes off to the near side. Here comes Alina Bloomberg. She skies it over for Lewis. Lewis down the far side of the paint. That put up off the side of the rim, pulled down by Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis, as she's double teamed, tries to spin out of it, but jump ball called. 4:24 left to go here in the third.
Well, it looks like we're seeing the same press, a 1-2-2 set.
As Jordan Davis trying to break it, Pioneer doing a little better in this second half. Coach teaching him up there is coming in. Rayford Isom puts it up off glass and in. Rayford Isom gets her first points of the game, and it is 37-16. Coming ahead with it is Chase. Chase over midcourt for Dexter. Rayford Isom picks her up there. Down on the far sideline, Chase that out of bounds. Last touch by Rayford Isom, that will be Dexter ball with 3:58 left to go. 2 ticks over halfway through the third gone. Layla Bloomberg just inside of midcourt. Powell watching her. He gets it over to Cabana. Cabana comes to the three-point line, down the near side of the paint, puts that up. Wouldn't go. Pulled down back over there by Wiley. Whistle underneath. That is going to be a foul on Michael Davis. I believe that's her first foul. First foul for anyone in this quarter. Wiley puts up the first shot off the front of the rim. One more coming for Wiley. Wiley bends the knees, puts it up. That rattles around and down. So that is Wiley's first point, and it is 36-16. Now bringing it ahead, Michael Davis. All the way over, McEwen trying to get to it. That's going to turn into a jump ball. This really reminds me of a couple years ago when Pioneer made a run. They ran into Wayne Memorial, who ran a full court press like this that made it really difficult in the districts for Pioneer. Back over on the near wing. Chase gets it all the way over to Layla Bloomberg. Layla Bloomberg back to the blockades, over to Chase. Back over on the far wing to Layla Bloomberg. Now Chase trying to dump it underneath the Cabana. That block picked up. Here comes Powell for Pioneer over midcourt. Powell comes down the near side of the paint. Powell trying to put it up. Pressure underneath. That turns into a foul. 3:14 left to go here. Chase picks up foul number 2. 1 foul on Pioneer, 1 foul on Dexter this period. Powell to the line, shooting 2. Bends the knees, eyes the rim, puts it up, puts it in. Nothing but net on that one. Powell with 4 points, looking for 5. Powell again. Dribbles the ball, bends the knees, puts it up, puts it in. Powell has 5 points now, and it's 38-18. Pioneer gets it back to a 20-point lead for Dexter. Now bringing ahead, Layla Bloomberg over to Alina Bloomberg for Dexter. Alina Bloomberg back over to Layla Bloomberg on the near wing. That over to Wiley. Wiley into the paint. Dishes it off. That put up and in by Alina Bloomberg. She has a game-high 15 points. 40-18. Dexter with the lead. Powell in the backcourt trying to avoid full court pressure. Michael Davis has it over onto the far wing. Into the far corner. Jordan Davis puts it up. That ball's off the glass to the near side. Darby in. She'll give Cabana a breather for Dexter. It's going to be, I believe, Pioneer ball, and it is. Powell the inbound baseline right with 2:37 left to go here. Powell. Bounce pass over to Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis comes top of the key for Pioneer. Jordan Davis Now working her way around over to Powell. Powell puts up a long three-pointer. That off the glass, pulled down by Alina Bloomberg. Alina Bloomberg bringing it down to 2:22 left to go. Here in the third, Layla Bloomberg for Dexter has it along the far sideline. Back over to Chase. Chase just inside the blockades. Powell trying to knock it away as Layla Bloomberg has it just off the top of the key. Layla Bloomberg onto the near wing. Bounce pass underneath for Chase, who puts it up and in. That was good ball movement.
Excellent bounce pass to the backdoor cutter from Bloomberg.
Really good ball movement. 5 points for Chase. That brought ahead Rayford Isom for Pioneer. Coming down the near baseline, Rayford Isom over to Powell on the near wing. Powell comes top of the key over to Jordan Davis on the far wing. Jordan Davis coming into the paint, puts it up. Contact underneath. Layla Bloomberg picks up her second foul. 2 fouls on Dexter, 1 on Pioneer, 1:42 left to go here in the third. Again, the fouls are reset at each of the quarters, as opposed to doing it per half. Rayford Isom goes off the court as she gets a breather. Cortina in for Pioneer. Now Michael Davis trying to get into the paint. That's going to be a travel. That will be Dexter's ball as Alina Bloomberg has it.
That's a good example of playing aggressive, but her footwork turned into traveling. Sometimes on that move, especially with bigs, they just got to slow down their footwork mechanics. And I think if she would have on that case, she could have probably got a bucket off the backboard.
Indeed, that pulled over. Wiley trying to hand it off over on the near wing. That blocked, and that one deflected as that was Streetman trying to get that as that was blocked out of bounds. Dexter, the inbound. 1 minute, 23 seconds left to go in the third. Layla Bloomberg has it right over midcourt. Layla Bloomberg gets it over to Wiley. Bounce pass over on the far side to Darby. Darby trying to get it underneath. And again, a whistle. That's going to be a hold. Jordan Davis picks up her 4th foul. So she has to take a breather. And there is Cortina. So ball inbounding as baseline left. That inbounded, that went off of Rayford Isom's back as collision. Rayford Isom has it for Pioneer. Rayford Isom down the near side of the paint. She stops, puts it up, high off the glass, wouldn't go. But there's a whistle. 1:02 left to go. That was good defense by Rayford Isom as that pass came off and right off of her back. Everyone dove for it, so everybody looking for the hustle points here. Rayford Isom to the line. She has 2 points, trying to make it 4. First one up and good. Rayford Isom with 3 points now. Trying to get it to an even 20 for Pioneer. Chasing gives Layla Bloomberg a breather. Rayford Isom dribbles, bends the knees, puts it up, puts it in. Rayford Isom with 4 points. 42-20, 22-point lead for Dexter. Full court pressure, Pioneer trying to get to it. That'll be a foul underneath on Pioneer as Streetman got the ball. She got fouled. Second foul on Pioneer. That ball inbounded as, again, full court pressure. Pioneer trying to get the full court pressure that brought ahead by Lewis. Bounce pass over to Chase. Chase has it right on the P for Pioneer. Chase gets it over to Cabana. Cabana, top of the key. As that foul was Rayford Isom's first foul. Now Streetman trying to get it underneath the Chase. She puts it up, finger roll up and in. As Chase now has 7 points. 44-20, 30 seconds left to go in the third. Powell has it for Pioneer. Powell on the near wing, hands it off to Rayford Isom. Over to Cortina. Cortina over to McEwen. McEwen just off top of the key. Now comes over onto the far wing. Hands it off for Rayford Isom. Rayford Isom down the paint. Puts it up high. That falls off the glass to the far side. Out of bounds will stay Pioneer's ball. McEwen trying to get that rebound. 11.3 seconds left to go. Pioneer would love to try and get one more basket before heading into the fourth. Powell inbounding baseline left. And into Michael Davis. Michael Davis puts it up off glass, off rim. Puts it up again, but a foul. 11.3 seconds left to go. That's going to put Michael Davis to the line. Darby picks up her first foul. 4 on Dexter with 11.3 left to go. The official over to the scorer's bench to talk things over. So it's going to be 8.3 seconds left to go there. As I'll take a second to get that set up. There we go. That put up by Michael Davis off the back of the rim, off the front of the rim. Tough luck miss there. One more coming, trying to make it a 21 points for Pioneer. And it gets down to a 23-point lead. And up and in, Michael Davis with 7 points. 44-21, Dexter has the lead. That quickly ahead to Cabana. Cabana comes to the top of the key and pulled away by Pioneer. Rayford Isom, and that will do it for the third. So at the end of the third, it is 21 points for Pioneer and 44 for Dexter. That was a fairly even period. 9 points for Pioneer and 10 for Dexter. But Dexter keeps that 23-point lead.
Well, Pioneer is staying focused and working hard, and it paid off in that quarter. It'll be interesting to see what happens now with Dexter with 8 to go. And I think I mentioned this earlier. Coaches this time of year, they're experimenting.
Sure.
Some coaches are hesitant on putting something new because scouts could be watching, and I know coaches that do a full court press, but in the tournament they're going to move one guy, so they're really working on part of their new wrinkle for the tournament. But
that's got to be hard to try and install some new stuff for the playoffs while still trying to make sure you close out the season well. And
it takes time and a lot of work.
I do not doubt that. I do not doubt that.
Just like it does for our officials. They have to be in shape for the season and up on the new rules.
Michael Davis to inbound to start the fourth right in front of us. Inbounded to Powell. Powell has it. Working against Layla Bloomberg. Powell. Calling out signals. Powell. Over to Michael Davis. Michael Davis just off the top of the key. Michael Davis into the paint for McEwen. McEwen puts it up. Rayford Isom gets that blocked. Out of bounds. That is going to be off of Pioneer. That is going to be Dexter ball as they'll inbound. Baseline right as Lewis to inbound. Jordan Davis back in. She has one foul to give.
The third quarter numbers, Pioneer did out-rebound Dexter 10-8 and was 5 for 6 at the line that quarter, while Dexter only got to the line twice and made one.
Lewis has it just inside of the blockades now. Cabana over on the near wing. Cabana comes top of the key. Cabana over to Lewis on the far wing. Lewis comes top of the key. There's a bump and a whistle. As that's going to be her fifth foul. Her evening will be done with 3 points. As Jordan Davis has fouled out, they will bring in Grace Hartley will come in. So see Coach's wife with the Bates cap. That's where Maya went, or is going. Maya currently playing for Bates. Ball underneath is spinning, putting it up. Rolls around, falls off to the near side as that was Rawls with it. Here comes Pioneer. Powell racing ahead over midcourt. Powell coming down onto the far wing. Powell down the far side of the paint. That put up off the rim. Down to the far side. Cabana with the rebound. Now coming ahead with it. Here comes Layla Bloomberg. Layla Bloomberg gets it over to Lewis. Lewis trying to work on the near side of the paint. That put up. Cabana trying to get to a block. Here comes Michael Davis for Pioneer. Now Powell comes over onto the far wing for Pioneer. Powell steps back. Timeout called. Again, so I was saying Maya Hicks over playing with Bates, and her mother Mo Hicks puts out some wonderful items on Facebook where you can see those games. It's always great to see some of the past players get a chance to play. I know Asaria Turman, who's on the bench, played for Concordia, and that was a lot of fun to see that.
Yeah.
So.
Well, Tyrone tells me he gets up there every chance he can get.
It's fun to see
their
their
long
posts.
drive.
Yeah, I don't doubt that. I do not doubt that. But you find a college that your child loves and is thriving in, and you'll make whatever drive you can to see them and have them have that experience.
I know some coaches that have spent 8-10 hours to go see one of their former players play.
Sure.
Turn around and come right back.
Oh, I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it.
And I know a couple of them that went into a ditch.
You hope you get a little shut-eye between those items. So 6:40 left to go here in the fourth, 44-21. That is a 23-point lead for Dexter. Pioneer has the ball. Powell bounces it over to Hartley. Hartley, top of the key. Hartley looks over to the left. Now Hartley gets it over to Powell on the far wing. Powell. Bounce pass over to McEwen, top of the key. McEwen looks to her left. Now her right. McEwen comes to the right-hand side of the three-point line. Gets over to Rayford Isom. Rayford Isom, top of the key. Rayford Isom. Now picks up the dribble. That knocked away. Here comes Cabana the other direction for Dexter. Cabana gets it down on the far side. Rayford Isom blocks it from behind as that was Beanie trying to put it in, but way to never give up on that to track down the ball and block it away. Layla Bloomberg, the inbound baseline left with 6:05 left to go here in the fourth. And ball over onto the near wing, into the near corner for Layla Bloomberg. Layla Bloomberg gets it top of the key for Wiley. Now launching over on the near wing. Three-pointer fired off there by Rawls. That is going to be a whistle underneath. Michael Davis picks up her second foul of the game. To the line shooting is going to be Beanie. She has an opportunity to get it to a 26-point lead. Beanie puts it up off the front of the rim. No go on that. One more coming for Beanie. Layla Davis comes out. Wernemout looking to come in for Pioneer. And put up, and Beanie with her first point of the game. For Pioneer, it's Michael Davis, Rayford Isom, Powell. Hartley comes out, Wernemout in for Hartley and McEwen. Now Powell brings it ahead. Dexter has called off the full court pressure thus far. Over midcourt, bounce pass, top of the key, over to McEwen. McEwen looking to her left, gets it over to Michael Davis in the paint. Michael Davis, that ball grabbed, and that is going to be shooting two. So that foul is going to be on Adalski. Put up and in by Michael Davis. She has 8.
She has perfect form. The great mechanics. Check out the arc on the shot.
Bends the knees, puts it up high. Arc on that. Off the front of the rim, wouldn't go. It's the announcer's curse right after you say it was a beautiful shot. But she gets the rebound up and in. Michael Davis with 10 points. And it's 45-24. Dexter bringing it ahead. Down the far sideline is Rawls. It's it that tipped away as Idalski had it. Now Wernemout, full court pressure back. Hits it over to Rayford Isom. Rayford Isom for Pioneer. Over to Powell. Powell just inside the blockades. Over to McEwen, top of the key. McEwen over to Michael Davis in the paint. Michael Davis puts it up, comes off to the near side. 5:02 left to go. That is going to be timeout Dexter. Full timeout for Dexter, so we have one tick under 5 minutes left to go. Pioneer has got it back to a 21-point lead by Dexter. As Dexter bringing a few more players in, getting a few players involved, as they now have, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 players with points. Pioneer now has 5 players with points, so getting a few more people involved in that. probably not going to have a 21-point comeback in the next 4 minutes and 59 seconds. But what would you see as a win as a coach in this? Would it be just kind of trying to keep
Again,
the same number of points, or
stay competitive,
Yep.
stay aggressive,
Yep.
and keep mistakes to a minimum, and get some players some minutes that need some minutes going into the tournament play? That's
absolutely.
There's nothing held back when it comes to the state tournament and districts. I've seen coaches that play 6 or 7 guys play 11 in the first quarter.
Indeed.
And do things they haven't done all season because there's no tomorrow.
Absolutely. A good showing against a really good Dexter team could help, as coming ahead. Pass up to Wiley, up and in. So Wiley now has 3 points, that from Chase. Here comes Pioneer, so 47-24. Powell over midcourt for Pioneer. Powell calls out signals, gets it over to McEwen. McEwen looking for a place to go, gets it over on the near wing to Powell. Powell puts up a three-pointer, that off the rim. Looked like it was going to go. Tough luck miss on that one. Here comes Alina Bloomberg. Alina Bloomberg gets it back over to Chase. Chase comes over on the near wing for Dexter. Chase comes to the baseline trying to sneak underneath the paint. That off of Pioneers. Going to stay Dexter ball. 4:17 left to go. 47-24. Dexter with the lead. 2 fouls from Pioneer this quarter. 1 on Dexter. Chase inbound, baseline left. Chase, bounce pass into the paint. Alina Bloomberg puts it up off the rim to the near side. That grabbed into the near corner, put up by Chase for 3. That off the back of the rim, pulled down by Alina Bloomberg. She puts it up. That won't go. Pulled down by Michael Davis. Michael Davis trying to avoid pressure in the backcourt. That's stolen and put up by Alina Bloomberg. Just consistent pressure. Alina Bloomberg has 17 points now, 49-24. Under 4 minutes to go here. Over halfway through the fourth. Pioneer with it. Top of the key to McEwen. McEwen looks to her right, to her left. Gets it over to Powell on the far sideline. Powell, top of the key, over to Wernemount. Wernemount puts up a 3. Oh, that off the back of the rim. It wouldn't go. Rimmed out, coming ahead with it. Here comes Alina Bloomberg. Stolen away by Michael Davis. Michael Davis into the paint. Up with the right hand and in. Michael Davis with 12 points leads all Pioneer scores. 3:22 left to go here in the fourth. Chase has it on the far sideline. Watched by Powell. Chase works her way top of the key. Chase over on the near wing. Chase now trying to come. Gets it over as that's grabbed by Beanie. Beanie down the near side of the paint. There's a three-pointer, and that's good. A three-pointer by Streetman. That's her first points of the game. It's 9 players with points now for Dexter, and it's 52-26. Under 3 minutes to go, 2:50 here in the fourth as Powell has it for Pioneer on the near wing. Powell. 2 players in front now, kicks it all the way over to Wernemount on the far wing. Wernemount, top of the key, back over to Powell. Hartley looks like she's going to check in. Next stoppage. Rayford Isom puts up a long 2. That off the front of the rim. Alina Bloomberg has it. Alina Bloomberg bringing it ahead. She comes over midcourt. Dexter up 52-26. McEwen providing pressure on Alina Bloomberg. Now Chase has it on the near sideline. Michael Davis watching her. Chase gets a screen over there from Idalski. Chase goes to the rim, puts it up. Wouldn't go. Foul on the play. Chase to the line. Thought he made a 1. There is no 1 on Pioneer's team. That put up and in by Chase. Chase has 8 points. I'm not the only one confused. John hasn't called it out yet. McEwen and Michael Davis go out for Pioneer. Chase 1 more. As Hartley in as well as Gerwood. Chase, that falls off to the far side. Gerwood gets the rebound. Gerwood over to Powell. 53-26, Pioneer. Down to Dexter. Powell coming over onto the near wing. Powell gets it over to Rayford Isom. Rayford Isom to the free throw line to the far elbow. Rayford Isom tracks it down as it was tipped away. Rayford Isom gets it over to Powell on the near wing. Dugan come in at the next whistle. Dugan hands it over to Wernemout. Wernemout over to Rayford Isom on the far sideline. 1 minute, 40 seconds left to go. Gerwood, top of the key. Gerwood hands it off to Wernemout. Wernemout trying to get around that, stolen away. Here comes Adolski. Adolski puts it up. It rattles around and home. Adolski has her first points of the game. 10 players with points here for Dexter. Powell hands it off for Pioneer over to Rayford Isom, top of the key. Rayford Isom comes down the near side of the paint, puts it up, and puts it in. Rayford Isom has 6 points, and it's 55-28. 4:03 left to go here in the fourth. Chase brings it over midcourt for Dexter. Chase onto the near wing. Chase gets it over to Streetman. Streetman comes top of the key, over onto the far wing for Rawls. Rawls being watched by Hartley. Rawls gets it back over to Chase on the far sideline. 47 seconds left to go. Rayford Isom tips it away from Chase. Chase trying to get it back. They both dive onto the floor. That's going to be Pioneer's ball. You love to see that as Pioneer's still battling, trying, no matter what the score is, they're still trying to get those hustle points. They're still diving to the floor.
Both teams doing the same thing, and coaches are pleased with that, especially 40 seconds left to go. And again, we're preparing for the districts.
Always want to see max effort as Dugan comes over midcourt for Pioneer. Dugan hands it off to Wernemout. Wernemout over to Rayford Isom on the far sideline. 33 seconds left to go here. 55-28. Dexter with the lead. Rayford Isom tracks it down on the near sideline. Gets it over to Gerwood. Gerwood on the near side of the paint. That's Dugan for three. That ball's off to the far side, off the rim. Pulled down by Dexter. And it's going to be a foul. 17.3 seconds left to go.
Foul is on, Kelly. You give Dexter first.
So Dugan picks up her first foul and bringing it ahead. Here comes Idolski for Dexter into the near corner, trying to come down. That popped up, wouldn't go, as that was Darby with it. Now here comes Rayford Isom the other direction. 2 seconds, 1 second. Wernemout trying to get his shot away, as that will do it. Final score is 55 for Dexter, 28 for Pioneer. Pioneer is going to be now at Skyline on Friday, so that's a change. They were going to be at versus Novi here. They're going to be at Skyline on Friday, and then they will be versus Saline here on Monday the 24th. For Pioneer, leading all scores for Pioneer was Michael Davis with 12, 3 for Jordan Davis, 5 for Powell, 2 for McEwen, and 6 for Rayford Isom. On the other side, it was 17 for Alina Bloomberg, 3 for Streetman, 6 for Cabana, 8 for Chase, 4 for Lewis, 3 for Wiley, 2 for Darby, 1 for Beanie, 2 for Idolski, and 8 for Layla Bloomberg. So again, 10 players with points for Dexter, as they really got the ball around and shared it with everybody.
Well, yeah, and I think that's a key stat. That's your whole team's contributing.
Absolutely.
And 10 players scoring is a great number, and I'm sure that'll be mentioned in the locker room after the game. But I was impressed by Dexter's defense. They held Pioneer at about 10 below their season average, which is 37. And Dexter got what they've been averaging all year, 55. They scored tonight. They're averaging 55.2. I see Dexter was running a little bit of zone, just probably experimenting. Pioneer, Coach Hicks has got to be pleased with the intensity, and the kids are playing hard, like you said, diving on the floor for loose balls. And just 30 seconds ago, I'm watching them. They run their spread offense, and they're trying to execute. They didn't panic. They didn't push the panic button, I don't think, the whole game.
Yeah, they continue to battle no matter what the score was. And that's a good thing to see, because that will turn into, if you can deal with some adversity and keep playing hard now, that'll turn into something in the playoffs there.
Some quick numbers from Kim Ahrens, our statistician tonight.
She did an awesome job, as always. Thank you, Kim.
And Dexter edged Pioneer rebounding. This is offense and defense, 32-28. Pioneer got to the line 10 times, shot 70%. Dexter got to the line 12 times, shot 67%. 13 turnovers for Pioneer, which really isn't bad, facing a zone most of the game, a zone press, full court press. Dexter had 10 turnovers, and from the three-point arc, Pioneer had
one for 15.
Okay,
One for
15%. I got it. And Dexter was 5 for 14 from the floor, which is 36%.
That tough luck misses, and some of the people like Powell and all who normally hit those 3-pointers, just it wasn't falling for her today. And normally she's awesome. So we'll finish things off. I want to thank Megan Wiseman, our camera operator, and Kim Ahrens for our wonderful stats. Mike Ahrens is our color commentary. My name is Mark Wiseman, and thank you for being with me for
Wait a
1002.
Minute.
Oh yeah,
Mark,
please.
I want to congratulate you.
Oh, thank you
on your milestone, man.
Thank you. I appreciate
very impressive, and I thank you for letting me sit next to you.
Oh, it's a pleasure. It is a pleasure to get to do this with you, and we will be back soon, and we'll figure out what's going on with the playoffs and see if we can do some of those as well. So thank you, folks. Have a great night. We'll be back tomorrow with Pioneer Women's Varsity Hockey.